At the end of life, what we most wish for isn't more time, it's more meaning. To be comfortable, to be respected, to be loved. So while we still can, let us practice these things now. Let us treat each moment as precious, each person as sacred. Because one day, when our own time comes, we'll find that what really matters was never far away. It was love, all along. In the end, time feels different. Minutes stretch into eternity. Every breath becomes a miracle. B.J. Miller reminds us that death is not the opposite of life, it's part of it. To accept that truth is to live more fully, love more deeply, and fear less. Presence, the act of being wholly here, even in pain, is the greatest gift we can offer each other. For B.J. Miller, each patient has been a teacher. Each death has whispered a truth about living. He's learned that design, the way a space feels, the light in a room, the softness of a bed, can make the difference between despair and peace. He's learned that beauty still matters, a flower by the bedside, a song playing quietly, a view of the sky. Even as the body fails, the soul still hungers for beauty. And that hunger connects us, the living and the dying, in the same human story. Love is the only force that makes death less frightening. In rooms filled with grief, love changes everything. B.J. Miller once said that the human touch is as important as any pill. Because at the edge of life, what we crave most is presence. Someone to bear witness to our story, to sit beside us in silence, to remind us we are not alone. When love enters the room, fear leaves quietly. And that, perhaps, is the most profound medicine of all. Dying well is not about denying pain or pretending to be brave. It's about honesty. It's about allowing space for fear, for sadness, for gratitude, all at once. B.J. often says, the goal isn't a perfect death. The goal is a well-lived ending. That means asking the hard questions before it's too late. Who do I love? What do I still need to say? What can I let go of? When those questions are answered, even the end becomes a kind of homecoming. Sometimes, healing is not found in hospitals or medications. It's found in small gestures, a hand on the shoulder, a shared laugh, the taste of a favorite meal. When B.J. asks his patients what they want most, they rarely say more treatment. They say, I want to go outside. I want to see my dog. I want to feel normal again. These are not medical goals, they are human goals. They remind us that medicine should serve life, not the other way around. When people reach the end, their priorities shift dramatically. No one asks for more possessions or promotions. They ask for connection. They talk about the people they love, the moments they cherish, the regrets they hope to heal. They long to be seen, not as a body breaking down, but as a person still capable of love and joy. A good death, B.J. says, begins with a good life. One that values kindness over convenience, presence over productivity, and meaning over achievement. It's not about avoiding death, it's about living so fully that death becomes part of the whole, not a thief at the door. B.J. Miller's story is not one told from a distance. As a college student, a near-fatal accident changed his life forever. He lost 3 limbs and nearly lost his will to live. But instead of closing off, he opened up to a new understanding of suffering and beauty. He discovered that the world doesn't shrink because of loss, it expands when we learn to see differently. Pain, he says, is inevitable. But suffering is optional, and meaning is what turns pain into something bearable. That insight became his life's work, helping others find peace, even when time is short. For most people, the end of life is shaped by medicine, machines, charts, and checklists. But B.J. Miller, a palliative care physician, reminds us that dying is not a medical event. It is a human one. He spent years sitting beside the dying, listening, watching, learning. He's seen that what people want most is not a cure, but comfort. Not more days, but better moments. They want to feel respected, to be treated as people, not as patients. In those quiet rooms, surrounded by families and flickering monitors, the lessons of living reveal themselves. We live most of our lives trying not to think about death. We chase goals, deadlines, and dreams, and somewhere, far in the distance, we keep the thought of the end neatly tucked away. But every once in a while, something forces us to stop. A diagnosis. A loss. A quiet moment when the noise fades and we ask, what really matters at the end of life? At that moment, we begin to see differently, not through fear, but through clarity. Because when you look death in the eye, life suddenly becomes sharper, simpler, more precious.
Follow for daily motivation. Kindly subscribe, like, and share for other people to benefit.